Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. I tried making this video of the first topic we're going to cover numerous times earlier today. I'm going to be discussing many of the failures of Disney Star Wars. And the first one, which is the most important in my opinion, is how they got rid of the EU. But that's not the part that I was trying to record earlier. What I was trying to record earlier was the thing about this Leslie Headland, or whatever her name is. You know, that meatloaf-looking woman. Anyway, she has been given the prestigious honor of handling something as coveted as Star Wars. Now, here's the thing. If you love Star Wars as long as I have, and even longer, depending on how old you are or whatever, you want it done right. You want it done in a way that is respectful to the lore that you grew up with, that is respectful to the fans that made it what it is, respectful to the person who created it. What you don't want to do is insert your own agenda into it and say, well, this is what Star Wars is to me, and this is my version of it. They made that mistake when they hired somebody like Rian Johnson. You see, folks, Rian Johnson has already admitted he cares nothing about Star Wars or its fans. What he wanted to do was his own thing. And he misused and abused in very dirty ways Star Wars. He unbalanced the formula. He cucked characters that already had a very good start from episode 7. He took a mystery and flopped it on its head. He likes to subvert expectations. And he killed the big bad before the climax of the trilogy. So, here's the thing, folks. Don't do what Rian Johnson did. When episode 7 came out, I thought it was a decent movie. Yes, there was very strong similarities with the original episode 4, A New Hope. But, hold on. What they did was they put it in a grander scale, and they left it open so people had a lot of theories. Who was Rey's parents? Where did she come from? Is she a Kenobi? Is she a Palpatine? There. And the like. Then Rian Johnson got a hold of it. We all know how that went. He injected real-world identity politics into it. He took a very beautiful person in the guise of Kelly Marie Tran and turned her into this pudgy, weirdo-looking character. A very disrespectful disservice to Kelly Marie Tran. That woman is gorgeous. She took Finn's character and cucked him. It's like, I mean, things have come out. Daisy Ridley even said, I took a look at the script and I'm wondering, where's Finn? Why isn't I want Finn to be close to Rey? I'm willing to bet that if they had pursued that course of action, Rey and Finn would have actually become an item. Just saying. Now, everybody knows that The Last Jedi had and has and continues to do so divide the fan base. It irrevocably divided the fan base, and you had somebody like Rian Johnson that just continued to throw embers, to continue to frickin' stoke those flames and insult the fans and whatnot. And people have become disenfranchised with Star Wars. And it's a damn shame but instead of Disney Lucasfilm admitting that they could have fixed it, instead of them admitting, yeah, we made a mistake in hiring Rian Johnson, they blamed it on fans. They said, if you don't like it, you're a sexist, you're a man baby, you could suck Ryan's dick. They basically said, or he said that on Twitter, you could suck my dick, I don't care. And we might cut out in a second, folks, so bear with me. Bring it on. Sorry, I disappeared for a little bit. Hey, Soul Assassin, how are you doing? A lot of wasted opportunity with Finn. I would have liked seeing an AOL Stormtrooper learning the Force and beating the First Order. That would have been a beautiful storyline, to be 100% honest. That would have. And Riot Kitty, thank you. I understand, and thank you for staying in the chat. Now, continuing where we left off before my internet went down, it might go down any second again once she hangs up the phone. It's weird. Basically, folks, Rian Johnson created a stupid formula that overwhelmed the old and very perfect formula that was Star Wars. Now, this Leslie Headland meatloaf-looking woman who says that she wanted, oh God, what was it that she said? Anyway, she doesn't want to, or she wants to be diverse, and she doesn't, and it's white people or the white women are the problem that are in power because they're reinforcing old ideas and all that shit. And she got very blunt and said, well, I want a black writer. And they're giving this woman a key and coveted position of doing a Star Wars show on Disney Plus. But here's the thing, she wants to do it all female, as in no men. Well, then you better be telling a story that has to do with the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Oh, wait, you can't, because they also interact with males, Zabrak males of Dathomir. So there is no other. Is there any other? No, I'm not. No, I don't think there is. There's no other female-centric story or species in Star Wars. There isn't, folks. So when you do this sort of stuff, follow the Rian Johnson formula, you're pushing people away. And I think that is a horrible and stupid thing to do. You see, when I saw Star Wars for the first time, it was far from what it has become today. But it was infinitely better. The story was clear, concise, there was a plan, it was made. Now, what they are doing is not doing like a year of pre-production like they did with freaking original trilogy and prequel trilogy. They don't have the patience for that. And if you are a Star Wars fan like I am, you know that George Lucas had this whole story planned out for his 2 trilogies that he did himself. But then Disney gets a hold of this franchise that is beloved and coveted by many. Not all of it. I mean, I will admit some of the Clone Wars did not appeal to me. Rebels absolutely did not appeal to me at all. But that was after Disney acquired it. That was Filoni being able to do his own thing, and Filoni was an idiot to do it. But Clone Wars could have been better if they had kept to the Karen Traviss Mandalorian style, in my opinion. Now, also if they had kept to the original Night Sisters of Dathomir style as well, where they use for the Force, the actual Force, instead of this magic that they can wield. Moving on. So they give this to this meatloaf-looking woman. I'm going to call her the female Meatloaf, because she does look like the female Meatloaf. Happy day to you too, Dino, and enjoy that lunch. If anybody wants to come in, scroll up. The StreamYard link is in the chat. If you guys actually do want to come in for a little bit or for the whole stream, I wouldn't mind bouncing things off of others. I mean, I won't bounce your head off a wall. I mean, bouncing ideas and whatnot. But anyway, the person that they gave this new Star Wars series that they want to make all female, it doesn't make sense in the Star Wars universe. There's no species known that is all female like an Amazons. The closest thing you get is the Night Sisters. So it takes place in an alternate timeline. Can we go back to the EU timeline? EU Mandos over Filoni Mandos. Exactly. Holy shit, Soul Assassin. Perfect freaking statement, buddy. EU Mandos were infinitely better than these little whiny bitch Mandos. These pacifist Mandos. I think I might heat up the chili later and join you now, Orange Hat. All right, cool, man. I'll be waiting for you. But yeah, to have her basically pull this nonsense where she wants it all female, it doesn't work. You need to have a balance. And that was something that was perfectly done in the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. And yes, there are some people that say that the prequel trilogy was bad. Well, I'm going to actually defend the prequel trilogy here and now, folks. I hit the bell and I still didn't get a notification. Dang it. If you're not getting it on the, if you're doing it on the phone or if you're doing it on a computer, that makes the world of difference. Now, a computer should be able to do all notifications, but I do appreciate it. And also, if you guys and gals can leave a like and share the stream out to get more people in, that would be awesome. So the prequel trilogy, I hear a lot of people ragging on the prequel trilogy. He's a bad writer, but, or he's a good director, or he's a bad writer, or whatever. Here's the thing, folks. When it came to the Old Republic and the, hold on, we got Happy. How you doing?
Go. I'm doing good.
I might, or my headphones in, if I can get them untangled.
Yeah. It's annoying to get untangled headphones.
There
So
we go.
how are you, Orange Hat?
I'm good. How are you, Happy?
I'm pretty happy and good, also.
Awesome.
Just follow
But
me
yeah,
on Twitter.
basically, I'm talking about the failure of Disney Star Wars, but I do want to take a small digression to defend the prequel trilogy, where
Yeah, they
everybody
got
says, where everybody's ragging on George's writing and whatnot. And here's the thing, folks. Think of it as two separate eras: the original trilogy, prequel
it's
trilogy.
like they were talking in the 40s. Of course, the dialogue's gonna sound different.
Exactly.
Star.
Here's the thing. It was a different era.
Do we talk about it in the 90s? Like radical, cool. That's swoon awesome.
Yeah, but also the way that they had, or it was a more romanticized era, which was the prequel trilogy. It was a more romanticized era, and that is why it didn't. People were like, "What's this writing?" I mean, nobody talks like that. Well, here's the thing: George Lucas already said this was a different time. It was a different era. People did talk like that in the golden age of the Jedi, the twilight of the Republic, when they were at their best. Now, you can also see shades of the writing in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and even in A New Hope. Certain Shakespearean lines, almost, so to speak.
Yeah, it's very easy to tell. There is a lot of throwbacks. Throwback dialogue and that stuff. Where it's like, I like how it references, what's so great about the first two trilogies is that they mirror each other basically. Happy day to you, right, Kitty?
But in a sense, they
no,
don't.
I'm talking about like there's references to the original one, and then it's basically the opposite story, or it's the opposite ending basically. Basically, farm boy, slave sort of just turns into an evil guy instead of the hero.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there is that tragedy because George Lucas said that 1 through 6 should be seen as as a singular story. It's basically, if they were all wrapped into one movie, it would be called The Tragedy of Anakin Skywalker.
I can see that. I can really agree with that.
That was his words. His words. And the thing is, that's true. It was the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. How he rose up in the Jedi ranks only to be brought low because he couldn't let go of the things that he was supposed to let go of.
Well, it's interesting how he didn't start out with that at first. Originally, it was just a fun space adventure, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna make a better story out of this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add some like you don't always start out with something amazing, unless in this case, but then you start with something more amazing.
Indeed. And that was the wonderful thing about the original and prequel trilogies. They had a story that was planned.
Where a cohesive story across 3 movies, and this one has basically the story was there's 3 different stories. Ooh, exactly. Nostalgia. Second one was fuck your nostalgia. Number 3 was no, give us money. Your nostalgia's good again.
Exactly. It's like nostalgia. It's like, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want. You know, like freaking Eric Cartman says, fuck you. I do what I want.
Respect my authority.
Yeah, it's my authority. Very Greek with fathers and sons. Yeah, in a way, Soul Assassin, it is. And
happy day to you, Soul Assassin.
The thing is, it took the son to redeem the father, to bring him back. And they had a perfect story where that evil guy finally died. But then Disney gets a hold of it and they write this book. Oh, by the way, I finally got blocked by the novelist to episode 9 on Twitter.
Congratulations,
her book was not that good, but it wasn't her fault. I told her it wasn't her fault. But she blocks my ass.
It's not your fault.
It's like, hey, your book wasn't that good, but it wasn't your fault. It was Disney's fault because they gave you such horrible shit to write about. You know?
Yeah, it's like trying to make Lego bricks out of horse stool. It just can't be done.
Exactly. And here's the thing, folks. When they planned this trilogy, they didn't plan a trilogy. They planned 3 separate movies.
Yeah.
And yes, I know it is indeed a badge of honor, and I even said that. I consider this an honor. But
yes, General Orjet is honored.
Yeah, I even pointed out to Ray Carson on frickin' Twitter when she spewed that she's been waiting 40 years for a female lead. It's like, ma'am, there was a female lead in Star Wars.
Have you heard of Padme or Leia?
Well, she's talking about a female Jedi. And there was also a female Jedi on the big screen, too. Her name was Ahsoka Tano. The movie was Star Wars The Clone Wars. She was one of the leads. You had Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka. 3 leads. She was a lead in the 2008 movie that was in theaters, The Clone Wars. And I pointed that out.
I had no idea that was theatrical. I just thought it was a TV movie.
Oh no, it had a full theatrical release. I saw it.
Damn it! How did I miss that marketing? I could have saw that in the theaters.
Instead of Carson doing Mace Windu's voice, they actually had Christopher Lee come in to voice Dooku instead of what's his name, and instead of
epic.
Carson, instead of Carson doing Mace Windu, they actually brought in Samuel L. Jackson to voice him for the movie.
Awesome.
Did you hear about the all-female show coming? We are discussing that. Fenrir Fire, and thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping in. Also, if you guys actually want to drop in,
happy day, you Fenrir Fire.
Further.
If you want to join the Orange Head and the Dinosaur, go ahead. And if you want to stay in the chat, you're welcome to.
But here's the thing, folks. Going back to female Meatloaf, that's what I call her, this Leslie Headland.
I would just call her female vegan love. She probably doesn't eat meat.
I mean, the thing is, she looks like Meatloaf, the singer.
Yeah, I agree with you there. She does look like Meatloaf.
I mean, you got a bunch of people on Twitter putting up pictures of her, comparing her to like freaking Monsters University or Monsters Inc. character. And
she does look like something that would peek out of my closet to scare me.
Exactly right. Female Jedi. Let's see. Vima and Nima Sunrider, Bastila and Satil Shan, Silvar, Mitra Surik, Visas Mar, and powerful Jedi characters, Old Republic Edition. Yeah, I mean, they're not my favorite Force user in the Old Republic video game is actually a Sith, but she will follow, or depending on how you do the story, she can follow a Jedi. Her name is Lana Beniko. For some reason, I just spaced out there. But yeah, her name's Lana Beniko. She's a Sith, but she has a stance of loyalty that is unquestionable. Also, every female character I have is basically Lana's significant other. I made all my female characters in that game lesbians.
Lesbians in space.
I have no problem with diversity. Just do it right, and have it be, or don't have it be in your face all the time. You know.
Yeah, but if you're not gonna do diversity right, then don't do it at all.
And here's the thing: when they put that lesbian kiss in episode 9, I don't mind that it was a lesbian kiss. What I do mind is that it was a fucking woman that is 60 some odd years old kissing the woman that's like 20 something years old. I'm sorry, but what? It's like, I'm getting Mary Kay Letourneau flashbacks here, just of a lesbian variety instead of a hetero variety. I mean, seriously, have you ever heard of Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher that slept with the student back in the 90s?
I've heard of this scenario, but I never really heard of her.
Yeah, she was basically the first teacher, or the first public thing of a teacher sleeping with a student. Because she also got knocked up by the student. He was only 13.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. Back to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars. Little history lesson for you folks. But yeah, back to Star Wars. That lesbian kiss.
We never turned to really see the Star Wars talks.
That's it. It's like, no, if you're paying attention to the whole movie like I do, you see them right after the kiss. You see them running hand in hand around, doing all sorts. It's like frolicking around. It's like, Jesus, really? How do you make an armless alien a frickin' mechanic?
Well, I guess he just kind of says you can't. If you can't fire me, you're a racist.
Yeah. Well, I read her book. Still reading it, to be honest, but her book just isn't that good. If your book doesn't keep me engaged, folks, if I lose interest, it's not good. And if I have to force myself to, yes, they are married souls, Mary Kay and the kid. But anyway, if I have to force myself to read a book that I don't like, that I've lost interest in, it's not good. Also, her explanation of how TIE fighters are able to jump to hyperspace now. They now have the capability.
We have the technology, just not the writing skills to explain the technology.
Yeah. The problem is twin ion engine, TIE, is not able to sustain hyperdrive, is not able to sustain something like light speed. That is why, and it's actually explained in the original movies, Rey must have secretly helped him with the Force. Who exactly? Fenrir
All
Fryer,
these questions
exactly?
And more will probably not be answered.
But also, here's the thing. But yeah, twin ion engines, which is explained in the original movie. He must have gotten lost part of a convoy or something. No, it's a short-range fighter, and a fighter that size couldn't have made it this far into space on its own. They didn't have the capability. Only one TIE fighter ever had hyperspace capability. That was Vader's TIE Advanced prototype. Helped the one-armed mechanic Babu. No, Babu Frick wasn't the was the no-armed mechanic.
We're talking about the space weenie.
Yeah, we're talking about the space wiener that was on the Falcon. That frickin' Mariotic Brandy Buck from Lord of the Rings was getting friendly with at the end. But Babu
Frick, count as
hentai
if it's not an octopus?
But Babu Frick, man, that cute character, but he just looked like a fucking abortion. I'm sorry, he looked like a damn abortion.
He looked like a teleporter accident with a 60-year-old man in a chihuahua.
He looked like freaking Wolverine had an abortion. All those freaking claws, and
he looked like
so freaking tiny. Hi, Babu Frick. It's like
you look like old man Logan's pubic lice.
It's like, jeez, man, I could flick you and kill you.
I kept wanting to break out the bug spray and kill that thing.
Oh, Frick is so cute. And it's just like, it looks like something that was freaking. It looked like let's. Oh, okay. I'm gonna be totally honest with you folks.
Babu Frick is as cute as a car crash.
Had sex with Wolverine, and they had an abortion. Just saying. That's Babu Frick to me, man. Wolverine and Methuselah, man. 968 or 969-year-old crone person having a frickin' baby with a clawed up mutant. Not much. Oh, but the episode 9 talk. Never saw episode 9. Just watched Mahler's review of review. Well, thing is, dude, episode 9. I will admit this. I watch only a little bit of it. I have seen the full movie, and it has entertainment value. I mean, when Palpatine unleashes the Force Storm in that movie, that is good. How you doing, Scotty? If you want to jump in here and discuss the many failures of Disney Star Wars.
Come on, Scotty. Please join us if you want to.
Yeah, man.
Also, happy day to you, Scotty.
But, yeah. Star Wars has gone from epic story to a childish knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, to even be compared to Guardian of the Galaxy is not even good enough. What they did is not Star Wars. It's fan fiction. It's fan fiction.
No, fan fiction would mean there's love in it. It's just corporate write-off fiction.
You know what? Damn it. You got a point there. You got a point there, man. It's not mea culpa, folks, for calling it fan fiction. Because, yeah, it's corporate fiction. There you go. Corporate fiction. Oh, by the way, a friend of mine, small side note that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but a friend of mine put up a meme earlier today of Skeletor running away. I just got to put this in because it's just so freaking funny. And
Yay!
It says, me leaving the library after putting The Exorcist in the non-fiction section. And I'm like, oh my god, man, that's awesome. So yeah, Scotty, or if anybody wants to jump in, I'll put this or I'll put it up in the chat again. Yeah, if you guys want to come in, there's the link. But yeah, oh my gosh, folks, that was funny when I saw that. I actually spit out what I was drinking, which was my meal for the whatnot, and it's like, what the fuck? So I had to change my sheets and shit because I was still in bed when I was drinking it. Corporate fiction. The franchise will set itself. Just give them something. The thing is, oh my god, Daisy.
It's corporate write-off fiction. Corporate fiction means they want to sell toys, but corporate fiction means they have to make the movie because they want to lose the rights.
Daisy and Boyega, and even fucking Hamill himself, at Hamill himself, Mark Hamill on Twitter, the jackass, but also somewhat cool. None of them liked the script of The Last Jedi. Daisy Ridley's own words. Her own words. Sorry, 1 second, Happy. Her own words.
No, it's wrong.
Where was I was looking at the script. I'm like, where's Finn? I feel that Finn should be closer to me. Should be with me. And it's like, oh shit. And then Boyega, he's still ripping into it. He's still ripping into it. And it's beautiful to see that there is somebody who is willing to freaking rip on Star Wars because they realized that they were so disrespected. They were so disrespected. Finn included. It's like, dude, you took the main black character. If you guys really want to get into identity politics, let's dive into it. You took the black character, the only black character in Star Wars, or in your perceived vision of Star Wars at the time, and you cucked him. You made him an idiot. And then you freaking sexually molested him in the second movie. And then you made him just the sad puppy dog. And that was following Rey around. Rey! 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 And she literally turns around and force shoves him no! It's like, get it in your head, man. She doesn't want you. It's like, I mean, if you really look at it,
they just gave him a minute, and they gave him a Minnie Mouse love interest with the same backstory.
Oh, indeed, man. But they made him Force sensitive, which I'm glad they did. But I just wish that he had handled it a little better. I mean, he's having a freaking heart attack, and it's like, it's not exactly how it happens. But I mean, the only reason why Yoda nearly had a heart attack was in Episode 3 was because he was feeling a massive surge in the dark side of the Force. That's when he went, or that's when he dropped his cane and put his hand to his chest, like, what? And then to his head, because he felt such a massive shift in the Force. It wasn't because, or well, yeah, it was also because there were so many Jedi dying.
The Force, get my life alert.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit. But yeah. Then they made the Latin character Poe into a space smuggler. A spice smuggler. Yeah. Thing is, they retcon his. Yeah, you can come on in, Scotty. I mean, you don't have to stay forever if you don't want to.
Join us if you want to.
Yeah, man. But he was already established as a military pilot for the New Republic. So, but now they're like, wait, you're a spice runner? You were a stormtrooper? You're a spice runner? You were a scavenger? We could do this all day. And I'm like, that was Oscar Isaac. He has a great acting talent. And when he did that line, that was a good line that he did. I will give him that. He can deliver lines very well. Except for when he was at the end where he's like, I thought we had a shot. There's just too many of them. And then
Lando, you gotta be so betrayful.
I know, it's like, but Lando, I gotta say, man, when he came into that movie, Wookiees stuck out in our crowd. When he was delivered every line when Lando was in that movie, I was hooked into the movie. I will admit that, folks. As bad as Episode 9 is, Lando's scenes were awesome. Because Billy D. Williams, it was
he's the like Cameron Mitchell of the picture.
Go by. It was like a day didn't even go by, and he was back in. And even Billy D. Williams called out the stupid crap about the pansexual Lando. But yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, man. Freaking Billy D. Williams is such a great actor. And when he said, but there's more of us, Poe, there's more of us, you can actually feel a little bit of emotion tugging at you in that one moment. You can actually feel a rise in hope. And then you see, now also, they did it on Twitter where they brought in, or where they switched out the score. And they put in the Avengers Endgame score. Where Poe is like, I thought we had a shot, but there's just too many of them. And when the huge fleet of the galaxy comes in, the galaxy fleet is what I call it. You also have the freaking Ghost, and I'm like, okay, who's piloting the Ghost? Is it the Twi'lek or her somehow 100% human son? That's another thing we're going to get into, folks. The failures of Rebels. You see, she was pregnant with Kanan's son when Kanan died. Had to have been because, well, 3 years between that and Return of the Jedi, which she has her green-haired kid coming out. It's like, how did they shouldn't be compatible. How does a Twi'lek female have a 100% human child? Explain this to me.
That child should at least have tentacles on his head or be green, if I got the races correct.
Yes, indeed. There should at least be a little bit of that woman giving birth to that kid. I'm just saying, folks. The thing is, they have even specifically stated in the freaking EU, Twi'leks cannot mate with humans. They can have sex, yes, but they cannot procreate. It's the same. It's basically the same thing with the hybrid theory, or with hybrids. Hybrids, well, they're automatically sterile, but you can't really have a hybrid in this sense because let's just face it, the biology's all wrong.
It's like trying to mate with a robot.
It's basically trying to mate a freaking skunk with a damn snake.
It's trying to mate a dog with a cat. It's just not going to work.
Exactly. Well, if you mate a dog with a cat, you get a freaking tail or a flame-tailed dog cat looking thing called Red 13. What's up, G-Fan? Good to see you, man.
Happy day to you, G-Fan.
You've missed a shit ton in the last 8 or 2 months, buddy. The world's gone to shit.
You missed the meaning of life.
The world's gone to shit. We're talking about how Twi'leks and humans cannot mate in Star Wars because it's just not biologically possible. We're talking about all the failures. Looks at Clone Wars when a clone had a boy who looked completely human with a pink Twi'lek looking gal. Exactly. Well, the thing is, actually, Riot, those 2 children were not Cutler Quane's kids, to be completely honest. How you doing, Subhuman? Hail,
happy day to you, Subhuman.
But yeah, you're talking about Cutler Quane, the clone who deserted.
I'm a dinosaur, but hail all you humans.
Yep. He did not have kids with Shia, his wife. She actually, those were her kids from a previous marriage. Now, yes, they had the skin differences and whatnot, but that's possibly because she was a pink Twi'lek and her husband was probably blue. And if Apollo Patriot was in here, they would definitely have, well, we would all hear, we wouldn't be able to hear the end of it, how he loves blue women. So, yeah. Ben trucking, so no time to see anything. Yeah, I hear you. And, dude, for all of you guys in the chat and anybody who catches this on the replay, give a big thank you to G-Fan. Truckers are very important with what's going on in today's world. They are the ones that are hauling things around and keeping the economy in some sort of level that's below abject poverty. So thank you to all the truckers out there who are hauling things, delivering things. Thank you to all the UPS people. Thank you to all of those. Well, I call upon you. Speak
thank
Apollo's
you all
name
for your heroic service.
Yes, thank you indeed. If you speak Apollo's name, he will come. Well, then, Apollo, I command thee to.
If you say Apollo's name 3 times.
Apollo, Apollo, Apollo.
Come on, Apollo. Apollo, Apollo, Apollo.
Yeah, man. You're a trucker too, Sub? Hey, man, if you're a trucker too, awesome, man. Thank you as well.
We
thank you to all the people who are helping keep this economy stable right now, or as stable as it can be.
Thank you.
But going back to Star Wars, yeah, how does a human have sex with a Twi'lek and their kid not come out looking a little bit like a Twi'lek? I mean, seriously.
That's like a biracial couple having a kid. It's like we're talking like black and white, and the kid is all white.
I mean, well, if you really want to be honest, atavismic genes can happen where if you did have a black ancestor once in or sometime in the past, and you have kids with another person who had a black ancestor, if the atavism gene activates, you could have 2 white people having a black kid. That's actually genetically possible. Yeah, I learned that in high school. Exactly, guys. You got to keep America moving. And yes, everybody, if you guys can throw, it's called the throwback. Yeah. Also, if you guys can please leave a like and share the stream if you're able to. That would be awesome.
Yes,
we got 7
please
people
share
in
it. Shout
chat
the
so
like
far.
button
Thank
and
you
share
all
the
for stopping in and for paying attention as we talk about a franchise that has gone to hell, even though we've loved it for many, many years.
Unlike Terminator,
yeah.
it's actually spawned from a classic. It's been turned into garbage.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm actually watching the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I'm on season 2 right now, and it's like, that's pretty decent what they got going so far. I mean, the T-Triple-A. And and he's a ninja. What are we talking about? Just literally got them my black son in my head now. And and he's a ninja.
My black
I don't
son.
get that, but okay.
It's a Family Guy reference.
It's a what?
It's a Family Guy reference. For instance, like the episode where Peter basically destroys all the cable TV networks and basically makes his own theme, his own sitcom in his head. And where he's like, my black son, is gonna see.
Say The Rise of Skywalker was a film that tried to appeal to everyone and didn't please no one. Thing is, you're right, because, but I will say this. The Lando, like I said, the Lando lines and the Lando parts were good because Billy D didn't miss a beat, man. He was perfect in that movie.
He's like John Carradine.
Huh?
He's like John Carradine. He's usually the best part in a lot of bad movies, but he's always trying his best.
Exactly. And Billy D. Williams, thing is, Billy D. Williams, he reminds me a lot of my dad. Just, he's black. But yeah, I mean, the way that Billy D acted in this movie, he kind of just gives off a lot of my own father's vibes, because my own father is kind of like how Billy D. Williams is in the movie. He's like, well, let's find out. But yeah, they also have basically established in the book, it's pretty much plain as day that that other female black stormtrooper woman that left is freaking Lando's daughter. How you doing, Thomas?
I just call him a Minnie Mouse Lemon. Happy day to you, Thomas.
But yeah, I don't know I don't know where I'm from. Well, let's find out. It's like, how are you gonna find out, Billy? Adam Driver was definitely good acting, considering his character was poorly written, and Ian McDiarmid showed why he owned that role of Palpatine. Yes, I will also say this: Ian McDiarmid, fucking awesome, and as Palpatine, you can't separate him, man. But he did a good job as Palpatine when he was Palpatine.
You can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't have anybody else do Palpatine. You really can't. You just
can't do it.
You can't do it. But
you can't do it.
When there's only one line in that movie that kind of just felt out of place, that was delivered by Palpatine. Pathetic person like you or Jedi like you is no match for the power in me. And it's like, that's not a line that Palpatine would have said. It would have been the power of the Sith or of the dark side or something like that. So it's like, yeah, dude, you're usually
Disney,
one to kind of
you will get my power or
dark side.
In classic Emperor Palpatine, something dark side, something. You will die if you go. It's the dark side.
That's going to be one of the supposed Lando shows. Yeah, they got him help. The thing is, they're going to find out eventually that they're father and daughter. I just hope they don't blink at first. But yeah, anyway, I mean, hey, folks, if you're saying that that's perverted in any way, you're damn right it is. Because here's the thing. They already had that kind of perverted thing with a lesbian kiss, but it's not the lesbianism that was perverted. It's the fact that they were like 30 years of difference in age.
Yeah, it's like a 7-year-old trying to
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for a Star Wars film, 3.5 out of 10. Rounded up to avoid up to a 4 out of 10, and it's probably being too generous. I gave subjectively, I gave that movie a 0 out of 10 or a 0 out of 5. A 0, period. Subjectively, I gave Star Wars, my official subjective score for episode 9 is 0. Because what they did was pander
0.0
to everyone, and nobody liked it. I mean, yes, obviously there are people out there that like episode 9. My dear friend in Washington, she likes episode 9. I've explained the stuff to her. And she understands the flaws, but she still likes it, and that's okay. That's okay. If you like these movies, I am not going to fault you. I am not going to fault you. Why do you think I have, let me pull up this banner. Different opinions are welcome, folks.
It's okay to like crap.
Yeah, it's okay to like crap.
I like the Sharknado movies because they're crap.
Just have the integrity to admit that it's crap, that it's flawed, that it makes no fucking sense. Because here's the thing, folks. They describe in the novel of episode 9 how he is alive, how Palpatine is alive. He transferred while he was falling down the Death Star shaft. Here's how that does not make sense logically. You're falling. You leave your body. If you have no brain waves in that body, how is that body able to make a sound? Also, if you're no longer in your body, how is that body able to shoot force lightning? Because if you pay attention, folks, to the end of Return of the Jedi, and if Disney does see this, they're probably going to go back and do another cut to make sure it fits their stupid-ass bullshit. Leia overdosed on the Force. I will get into something that they actually
get high off the Force. I'm dealing with the Force here.
I'll actually
you trust a guy like me.
They actually discuss something about that in the book, but give me a second before I do. If you go back and look at Return of the Jedi, and right when Anakin throws him over, he's screaming all the way down to the point where it blows like that, where he finally dies and explodes in energy and whatnot. Well, here's the thing, folks.
And if he didn't die by the fall, how would radiation not kill him?
Well, apparently he didn't get too irradiated because he transferred a spirit. But that's Disney's thing. If you are transferring your spirit, you're not going to be screaming in terror. If you are getting ready to transfer your spirit over to another vessel, you're going to be focused. Yes? I mean, Happy, help me out here. Wouldn't you be focused on something? Yeah. Would you be screaming if you're...
That'd be my top priority. I wouldn't be screaming. I mean, I would be freaking focused as hell. As if my life depended on it, which it did. And I would be. Yeah. I would just be determined as hell to finish the job. I would not care about making any sounds.
Yeah,
I wouldn't care if my corpse landed on top up of the food court.
I know.
Or throw you away.
And here's the thing. He's also still using force lightning as he's going down. So you're pouring all that other energy out of that. It makes no sense. Also, them inserting the no, and then picks him up and throws him. It's like,
no.
What? That just, no. Don't do that. No. Naughty. Go away. Also, the digital Yoda in episode 1 just does not look right in certain scenes. I mean, when he's knighting Obi-Wan on Naboo, it just looks like a totally different Yoda from the Jedi Council Yoda earlier in the movie. Disney just can't.
He looks like a PlayStation 1 game half the time.
Huh? He looks like a PlayStation 1 game half the time?
He looks like a PlayStation 1 game half the time.
Yeah. Now, as for the whole Leia thing, it should have killed Leia in episode 8 because they actually do a small callback when she used the Force to pull herself back to the ship. She overexerted her abilities, apparently. That's why she was in a coma. But she was literally, apparently she's using the Force to stay alive, which is kind of a dark side thing. I mean, Anakin, when he was sliced up on the shores of Mustafar, he was focusing his sheer hatred and will to stay alive in the Force. And so didn't Darth Sion in Coder 1 or Coder 2. His pure hatred and will is what was keeping his body together and alive. So that is a dark side.
I hear that when you have a goal, you're more likely to live longer.
Yeah, but still, Leia's using the Force basically to stay alive in Episode 9 novel. Because she could hear Luke calling to her in the Force. It actually has it in the book, to where she's
maybe Luke had a midlife crisis entitled "The Dark Side of the Force."
Yeah, and it's like, she's using the dark side to stay alive. God damn it! I mean, honestly, how does nobody notice that? If you're reading the book, and if you are fans of the EU, you know that
normie audiences don't care. They just don't give a crap. They're just like, I paid money for this. I want my funny lines. I want the jokes. I want some action scenes.
Yeah, but
I don't care about the story.
Yeah,
but normies don't care.
The passion that goes into it, as well as the content.
It's not what I want. It's what the normies want.
I could take a piss in a jar, stamp the freaking Star Wars label on it, and say, "This is Bantha piss," and people and these normies would buy it. I'm sorry, folks, if you are offended by that statement, but it doesn't mean I'm wrong. I'm simply calling it as I see it. If
it pisses you off, it's probably right.
Star Wars because it's Star Wars. Ugh, what were you saying?
If it pisses you off, it probably is right. It means something then.
Yeah. Believe me, I am more pissed than anything. And the one thing I will fight tooth and nail against the creator of Star Wars himself. So according to Disney, Force users are drug addicts. In a way. Subhuman. In a way. Orange Hat Reviews. I can't stay for long. I have to help my dad with some after movie shitloads of stuff of this business since he sold it and COVID wouldn't affect it regardless. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy, but if you got to take off,
sorry to hear about the Maltese mines, Scotty. Have a happy day, Scotty.
By the way, feel free to stop by the Zero Cool channel this Saturday. I'll be doing a stream with him. I will definitely stop by if I am able to, buddy.
I'll check that out.
You take it easy, Scotty, and I hope everything gets better for you. The best part,
you too, Scotty.
The best part is when the media like Collider talking shit about the EU for bringing cloning the Emperor and later kiss the Rise of Skywalker's ass for doing it. Yeah, that, believe it or not, in the EU, and this is from many EU fans, Dark Empire is one of its weakest arcs. I mean, if they really wanted to, they should have gone with the Trevorrow script. Somebody did mention the Trevorrow script earlier. Yeah, Colin Trevorrow had better script than Abrams. You're damn right he did. Plus the stuff that they showed.
Colin Trevorrow can actually write. J.J. Abrams can just copy and paste.
Exactly. And the thing is, the way that I see it, when I saw the art that they did for Trevorrow's Duel of the Fates, where you see Luke grabbing a lightsaber, or the lightsaber blade of Kylo Ren, only the ones from Mortis, son, daughter, and father, were able to do that. So the only way that Luke himself would be able to do that is if he was imbued with the power of the daughter, because in the Trevorrow script, the son was supposed to be the big bad. He was supposed to be the one that comes out. So it only makes sense that the daughter and the father would also have been revived. Still there, Happy?
Yeah, I'm still here and waiting for you to finish.
All right, finish. Or sorry, I'm finished.
But still, I think Mortis would have been a much better bad guy. So just copying, pasting the whole thing again, and like it would have some variety. Like, ooh, Palpatine. Exactly. Ooh, again. It's getting old, but I still love it. But I still hate it. It's just I'm talking about I like Palpatine, but I'm just sick of him.
Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. When it comes to Palpatine, everybody's like, "Oh, Palpatine is the most powerful Sith Lord."
That's bullshit.
No, he's not. I don't care if George Lucas says he is. He's not. Because there was EU stuff that came out. And there's this other Sith Lord that was known as the Immortal Sith Emperor, Darth Vitiate. The dude was possessing a planet-wide population. He wiped out a planet like that to fuel his immortality. And not only did he do it to Ziost, but he also did it to other planets like Nathema. That's why Nathema was like that. He hollowed that planet out, which was the planet that he was actually born on as a Sith species. Yeah, let the characters have their own personalities. Yeah. And Colin Farrell was supposed to be the son of Mortis. No, I think Matt Smith was.
I honestly think Matt was supposed to be some zealot. Could have done a good job.
Yeah, he would have done a good job, but Colin Farrell as the son of Mortis, that would be interesting. I mean, I've seen Colin Farrell do some pretty villainous shit. But yeah, Darth Vitiate is always going to be the most powerful. No matter, I might actually turn that into a versus stream after Chun-Li or after the Xenomorph versus Mandalorians. I'm still actually looking for. Let's see here. I got Chun-Li versus Black Widows, and a couple of people have said that they're in for it. So yeah, Riot. Did you say that
I have a good idea for versus?
Huh?
Oh, I just have a good idea for versus battle. Solid Snake versus Snake Eyes. How about that?
Solid Snake versus Snake Eyes. I think I would put more Solid Snake, or I would put more Raiden versus or Snake Eyes versus well, if you're gonna try to put Snake Eyes versus anybody from the Metal Gear Solid universe, well, I guess Solid Snake would actually be the one person that would be more on a physical level able to handle him, because everybody else is just so freaking ridiculously OP. But also, Solid Snake isn't he's not a sword fighter. Chun-Li for the win. But yeah, Riot, did you actually want to be on the Chun-Li versus Black Widow panel? It's still Friday at 9, if you are still wondering. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Give us an answer, right?
Well, I'll let her. It takes a while for this thing. But yeah. And we're over the hour mark, so I'm going to maybe start wrapping it up in a little bit.
Well, I guess I'll go then. Happy day to all. Happy day to you, Warren Chad, and goodbye.
Yep, take it easy, and thank you for stopping by, Happy. Always a pleasure. But yeah, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up. I mean, they just went so wrong. They didn't learn. And it's just so freaking ridiculous. But yeah, Riot, let me know in DMs on Twitter, or because I still think you're in the Versus stream chat because you're pretty much a regular. Let me know if you want to be part of that panel, and I'll make sure that a spot is saved for you. But yeah, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up here. Basically, the point is Disney has mismanaged Star Wars in the worst ways. Now, future events coming up, I got the Versus stream of Chun-Li, or Black Widow versus Chun-Li. And I am, however, I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Just play it by ear. Give me and I'll ask again on Friday if you're able to, or tomorrow if you're able to, all right? So play it by ear, and I'll let you know, right? Or let me know, okay, right? Thank you. Now, we got that one coming up tomorrow night at 9 p.m. The next one will be 2 weeks from tomorrow, and that's going to be a Xenomorph army with different species in the Xenomorph army, not just drones and Queen. And it's going to have other ones that you're going to hear about in there. You also have, or they're going to be facing the EU Mandalorian army. So it's going to be Xenomorphs versus the Mandalorians. And the one after that, I haven't had planned, but I think I might actually do Palpatine versus Vitiate. I think I might actually do that because, honestly, I think it's a great fight between two very powerful Sith. Anyway, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up here. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got Riot Kitty, Soul Assassin, Subhuman, Happy Dino, Multi-Minded Scotty. Who else? Thomas Connolly, thank you. GFan84. Fenrir Fire. I believe Junebug was in here too. But yeah, folks, thank each and every one of you for coming in. Thank you for getting the stream out if you were able to. Happy Dinosaur 8000 as well. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. You guys are beautiful and awesome people. Thank you so much for stopping in. Always remember, folks, stay humble. Because remember, the people that are in your chat are coming into your chat and they are giving you their time. Appreciate each and every one of them because they are your foundation. And if you neglect your foundation, it will crumble. So thank you to every one of you who are in the chat. You are all truly amazing and beautiful people. You are all freaking rock. Anyway, folks, for those of you who catch this on the playback, let me know what you think of all the stuff that we have discussed. How you doing, Kamen Rider? You're just joining in just as I'm closing up, buddy. But thank you for also stopping by. But for those of you catching up on the replay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. You all are all also very cool people. I'm trying to get the 400 subs by the end of the month and 500 subs by the end of summer. So if you guys could all help out with that, that would be awesome. Stay tuned for tomorrow's night's live stream versus stream. And always remember, folks, stay humble.